Hello. I share parenting with my daughter. I have her 50% of the time. It's a true shared parenting setup. I have her 50% of the time. Her mother has her the other 50% of the time. And it works out well. She's loved, she's supported, she's safe, she's not neglected, none of that. I have no real concerns for her as far as co parenting goes. It's the only issue I have with it is the emotional aspect of it. It's the not seeing her for 50% of the time. I'm in her room, actually. I didn't have an agenda about what I want to speak about. Just being real. Not polished or perfected by any means. I dropped her off Sunday. Dropped her off Thursday night. Dropped her off Thursday night. And it's her mom's weekend, and we do this real fun thing. She jumps up in the driver's seat and pretends to drive. And we listen to music and all that, and get her out. She goes in, and without fail, every time, I get in the car, buckle, pick a song, drive away, and as soon as I pick a song, the seatbelt buzzer goes off, and it beeps for it's like 60 seconds. It feels like a lot longer, but it beeps to remind me that she's no longer in the car. Like I need a reminder, right? I drop her off and the car's quiet except for music and this beeping, the reminder that she's not there. And my first, which I can't help it, my initial emotion that I'm not choosing to have. I do believe we, for the most part, choose our emotions. Um, the initial emotion that comes up and gets stuck in my gut is bitter. Not an anger, but a don't like this. Coffee's bitter, salt and vinegar, bitter, and I enjoy those things. This isn't the enjoyable type of bitterness, and I don't have that internal seatbelt reminder of, hey, don't get clung to the bitterness, don't get stuck in anger, don't get into resentment and you know that whole just be where you're at, acknowledge the discomfort. And so what I'm doing to counterbalance the pendulum, right, is bitter. I go to moments before I drop her off, do this thing where I reach, it's like a 7-minute drive from my driveway to her mother's driveway, and I'm like this, holding her hand. Her seat's behind my seat. I'm holding her hand the entire way. It's not a long drive. It's just long enough to be physically a little uncomfortable, but it's worth it every moment. So I go there in my mind. There's a lot of science that supports our brains being unable to tell the difference between what we're experiencing and what we imagine. I think that's why meditation is so important. It's important for me anyway. And again, with the reminders, I don't have that internal ding, ding, ding reminder. Hey, you need to meditate. Hey, you're off course. Hey, think about holding your daughter's hand instead of just this kind of crushing awareness that she's not physically present. And this just happened. This just happened Thursday. Dropped her off, got bitter, and felt bitter. Didn't get bitter. It didn't become bitter. I had this spring of it, and then I immediately went to the other side of the pendulum, which was holding her hand. And unprompted smile. I caught it in the rearview mirror as I was turning. I caught the reflection of my smile. Moments before, I was aware of her absence. And physically, she was still gone, but based upon where my perspective went, based upon what I chose to think about, immediate smile, immediate relief. Nothing was different except for a thought. I if I'm not balanced, if I don't have those um, self-induced reminders, the the structure, the accountability, I will go off course and I won't be able to be what my children need most from me, which is a presence, not an action. People don't need you to do things for them. People need you to be there for them. I think that's my biggest blessing from being sober. I got sober in 2008 and sober clean, whatever. I don't do drugs anymore. And I got clean in 2008. And I think what my loved ones appreciate most from me now is my availability. I can be there if I need to. It's not that they need me to do things for them or to repay them. It's just they need me to just be present, just be aware. When I'm present, when when I'm present, I have the ability to ground. I have the ability to be available for someone. People just want to know that you're there. I don't know how many sessions I've had with clients where I didn't feel like I did anything. I just listened, really well. That's all they needed. Just needed someone to not judge them and just to be there. And I can't give to you what I don't give to me. I was reminded in meditation right before I hit record that I have the ability to be the calm in the room. And I think that's what I do for people. I don't necessarily answer their questions, I question their answers, and I give them, hopefully, just a presence. You know, they're all so worth it. I love you guys.